The first tip I want to teach you is how to use earth as advantages in the dungeon. I feel like this is an extremely useful tip if you're still trying to get all the spells and stuff. I recommend getting Earth Wall and maybe Quake, but Earth Wall works really great. Quake can be used to block things like flamethrowers and these little scythe things that fall, but you could also just look at the ceiling for gears. Okay, next thing I want to teach is arrows. We all know the tech bow and how it shoots elemental arrows, but did you know you could actually take them out? Well, here I'm going to show an example of me being fire. I'm going to slowly take the arrow out. Now switch to earth. You could put the arrow back in. This works for normal bows and normal arrows, and you could switch them in, though I did not get footage. But I feel like this is really cool, but sadly you cannot put them in backpacks or any of the big slots. It just doesn't work. I know, but they could be used to in gaps and stuff, but you can't climb on them, sadly. But you could grab them, you put them in the arrows and stuff. It's pretty cool. I'm gonna now show an example of how you could use arrows to fight, because they still have a use. You could still carry them down, but you could also use them as weapons. So here I am gonna walk to an enemy. Should short into footage, but I'm too lazy. So here you can see you could stick the arrows inside, and they would for earth arrows, when they get hit, when they fall, they cause a quake. So I feel like it's extremely useful. Next thing I want to talk to you guys about is how to instant charge with the fireball spell. Fireball is a slow charging, very powerful spell, but it takes a crap amount of mana. Here's me charging it, showing you how much mana that takes. I'm going to show you how to instant charge it. First thing you want to do is get both fire elements. You want to hold your triggers. Like with fire, you want to hold them. And once it's all the way charged for a big fireball, you just slam them together like a clap, and it will immediately load in a fireball, and you won't lose a lot of mana. This is a lifesaver, especially for competitive tournaments and stuff, because you could get a quick fireball to destroy your enemies with. I feel like this is one of the most useful tips for fire masters. So, yeah, it's just good to know. Now I'm showing examples of me just always loading in fireball and that stuff. Okay, this one is the one I learned in the Discord. What you want to do is you want to get Earth Shield. Earth Shield counts as a physical object, and Air Blast could be used to push objects. If you push that up onto the Air Shield, you can fly around. It's really useful. Another thing Earth Master must know is how to use Earth Shredder, or what I like to call Earth Shredder. But what you want to do is you want to load up Earth Shield, and then you just want to drop it. Yeah, you want to just drop it on the floor. If you point your finger at it, you can activate telekinesis, and you got yourself a spinning chainsaw, solder, whatever, and you could use it to shred enemies' health. I'm going to use an example of me spawning an enemy. So just load it up there, and just point at the enemy, keep it as still face. You don't want to drag it too much, and it will shred the enemy's health bar. I feel like this is a great tip for every Earth Master, but it's hard to use it in fast-paced battles. There is a 2.0 version that I learned myself. What you want to do is you want to point your hand until you see a white circle. You just want to grab it, and then you got yourself a chainsaw hand. This is really good against enemies, though when I tried it immediately broke, but I'm just letting you know that is not the case. Wall dash. You might have seen people do this if you played Magitek before, but you see them in the air punching walls. What you actually want to do is you want to launch the wall in the air, then grab the ledge before it lands, and then you just want to keep hitting it. Air Crusade. I learned this a while ago from a friend. Air Disc is a well-known weapon. It's very fast-paced, it's slow, and it actually grows bigger the more the instance. The glitch is to make big air discs. This is pretty hard. It's not very fast, it's pretty slow. What you want to do is you want to kind of let go of it, not too much. I'm showing an example here of how to load them in, so you can just watch that. You don't want to like drop it. You just want to slightly toss it like that. If you drop it, it will start to form like this little spinny thing, and it's not really good as just the long range throw. So that's how we're doing. But yeah, this is really good. If you use 2 of them, you could aim. Here is an example of how big it could get. If like the slower you get, the bigger the throw. It gets really huge. It's really good. Now I'm going to teach you how to boulder air. You just want to grab the boulder and punch it, and it's also a really good technique. Fire cannon. This was the first combo I learned in my first public server. What you want to do is load a fireball. Now you want to use air blast. Just move around, punch forward. Now you just want to put the ball in it, let go, boom. Fires an explosive punch. Here we're going to see the after effects of what it does to enemy. So just load the fireball. Air blast. Takes a while. Now you just want to aim and fire. You can't see it, but the whole body just flew. Yeah, bye. Now I'm going to learn explosive punch. This is the same thing. This is just something I made up, and I just need to put more things here. You want to grab a fireball, and you just want to use air punch. It gets launched very far. I'm going to now test it on the enemy. It takes a while. You just want to punch it onto the enemy. It's not the best. It's just made up. But it'll be cool to learn. Now fire flail. Flail is like a mace. What you want to do is you want to like shoot it with water tentacle, and you could use this to throw it around or just use it as a melee weapon. Water trap. This is a glitch I learned myself in accident while trying to use air. So what you want to do is you want to spawn water bubble. Now you want to do air blast, and it continuously glitches it. So when you let go of air bubble and air blast, it is just a whole bubble, and this actually does a lot of damage. So I'm going to spawn an enemy here. This is a great example of me doing it. This is really good. It takes a while. You just want to put the bubble on them and then freeze it with the air, and then it will kill them before they could even escape. This works well with multiplayer too. Climbing with icicles. I've seen a lot of people struggle climbing with icicles when they ask me how. Usually when you try climbing, it just like slips off. Yeah, it just kind of like slips off when you're trying to climb, so it doesn't really work well. I also too struggle with this, but after experimenting, what you want to do is you want to point it downwards. So I'm going to show an example. Grabs it. You just want to put it in downwards, so when it's downwards, there's no way it could fall. You just want to keep doing that. And yeah, that's how you icicle climb. I recommend doing this next time you go on Magitek. It's actually really fun. Water icicle slides. Oh my gosh. So what you want to do, icicles are really slippery, and they could slip off ends of edges and stuff. After playing in Sandbox a while, I learned that once slid off an edge, it could auto-target any enemy. Yeah, it's kind of hard to do because you need to do it a bit slow, but not that slow. And yeah, it will just auto-target enemy. It will start bouncing. This is one of my favorite techniques because it's really good, and I figured it out myself. Yours truly. But yeah, I'm going to show some examples. Here's me using the sliding technique on the robot. Kills it pretty fast. You see it's doing a lot of damage. Yeah, it's pretty fun. Not really fun. What I'm going to show you next is how to use elements with it, since there's no buildings in multiplayer. What you want to do is just spawn earth wall like close to an enemy, or like enemy's earth wall, and just use it against them. I feel like this is really good, and it's the most cleanest. Yeah, probably one of the most easiest if it's in your advantage. And just lure your enemy there and just throw a bunch of icicles. There's no way you can dodge them. Yeah. But there is more ways. You could use a boulder to shoot it out. This is not the best footage, and it's just a random thing. But when inside a boulder, the boulder will just throw it out. It'll just stick to it and throw it out. So it's just kind of goofy thing. You could also use earth shields. This is also the best because it's portable. Though it works hard because sometimes you could accidentally throw in the shield and won't always playing directly because it's not completely flat surface. But this is like a portable version of all the target icicles, so I feel like this is really cool. Now I'm gonna help you learn how to use water tentacles to launch yourself. To spawn tentacles, it's just the same way you spawn earth fists, but with water. Just pull back while charging. I've been seeing a lot of people trying to like launch yourselves using gorilla tag movement, but it's not really how that works. What you just want to do is you want to like grab on. Yeah, I see a lot of people trying to just grab on the floor, but they don't really launch yourselves. So what you just want to do is spawn water tentacles. You want to grab on with each hand and make sure they're both grabbed on. If only one of them's grabbed on, it won't work. So just lock them both in place. Then you just want to pull and let go. That's good. But if you want to get yourself launched further, you want to grab on the floor with both hands, jump in the game, and launch yourself. This launches you really far, and if you do it really hard, you can get yourself off the map. So this is a good technique to like just yeet yourself, use air for that slow fall, and just launch Arsenal on it. While I decided to try a cloud fruit with air, I want to give a huge shout out to Magitek VR's channel. Magitek is a 3-dev team that is working their hardest to make a game that everyone could enjoy. The game is not free. It is $15 USD, but this game is really fun. It includes lots of fun, balanced VR physics, elements, a lot of things. Their channel, they're always posting things like tutorials and facts and news about their game, and even shout outs for people that are helping them or just having fun in the game. I feel like you should go ahead, subscribe to them, maybe even get the game. This game is a lot of fun. No toxic people, really balanced community, and is a lot like Avatar: The Last Airbender, Wizard Legend, all those other games. So yeah, peace out.